Oi, oi! It's time to start punting. You'll have seen that on my Twitter account, I've shared my GG profit and loss. So the GG weekend watch that I do every Thursday, everything that I suggest in there is a point win or half a point each way, depending on whether I suggest it as a win bet or an each way bet. Each week I will put up a nap on that show, which for the purpose of the profit and loss on there is double the stake. That is how I bet. I'm £25 a point. The naps I'd have 50 on. If it's an each way nap, I'd have 25 each way. The half point each ways would be 12.50 each way. That is how the GG stuff goes. So that will be out. You'll be able to watch that on the GG YouTube channel with my selections on some flat racing there. There's a few there that I fancy, which I'll quickly touch on now in this video, because like I say, the bets will be struck as they are. Slightly different, I suppose, with the Cesarewitz. There's a couple of bets in there for the sake of a bet. So from again from like a real serious staking perspective, there might be some that I'd fancy a little bit more. When it gets to the jump stuff with the GG stuff, I will still stick it to the same profit and loss because that's the way for people to follow it. But again, on this channel, if I'm betting differently, I will tell you guys, like if I really fancy one, I want to have a few points, I will suggest that as well. A little bit difficult with the Thursday recording of that show because we don't definitely know the prices. So again, I'm quite price driven. I don't want to suggest that I'm having more on it, say 2 or 3 points, if the price isn't going to hold up for you guys. Ultimately, I want to do my profit and loss to Betfair SP, which I do share. So it's fair for anyone to get on, whether you watch it the morning, the noon, the night, whenever you do. So anyway, I'm going to talk about Chepstow. We're talking about these bets. I'm recording this bit earlier in the day, right? So this is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Just want to quickly run through what my potential bets are, all the bets that I've already struck. I'll tell you some prices for some races that haven't been priced up yet where I want to go. And then before I publish this video, I'll come back and show you my actual bets, or basically tell you the bets that I put on there. I'm sure you can trust me now, but I'll do some screenshots saying anyway. So just to quickly touch on the flat stuff, right? These are bets for Saturday, which to be fair, I'll cover in Saturday's video. So bear with, I'll do a separate video for that. So this is just going to be Chepstow for Friday. There are no Friday horse bets. Chindit's a race that looks interesting with Ryan Moore there, but the drop back and trip, I'm just not interested, right? We're going to go for Chepstow. I'll probably do some trade and stuff. We'll leave it as that. So Chepstow for the Friday, right? The first race is the Veterans Handicap Chase. Already told you guys that I backed I-Right. 7-1 with Bet365 at the beginning of the week. I have had £50 on that horse. I've had it on Bet365. I can get a little bit on there. So I've had £50 at 7-1 on I-Right. I'm fairly happy with that bet. It's not an each way bet. I think this horse will go and bully him off the front. This is probably one where maybe sensibly I should be backing this and then laying on the exchanges because I think it'll be prominent and then will be a shorter price to lay and run in so I could free roll him. That's probably why in my head I've had as much on him as I have. I don't think he's stupid value to be having that much on. Probably could have got a bit excited. Maybe I should have had 37.50 or something on, but I'm just being honest. That's what I've bet. Maybe I'm just excited because it's the start of the jumps. Second race, the Persian War Novices Hurdle. As it stands, Captain Teague's 8-11, about 1.75 on the exchanges. I don't believe it will happen. I'm just going to sit back and watch this race. But should Captain Teague go like 5-4 or big on the exchanges, so like a 2.2, I probably will have a bit of a bet on him because I think he'll travel in the race full stop anyway. It may be one that I might decide to bet in running because I think his class will just see him prevail anyway. But I haven't currently had a bet, so I wouldn't necessarily be advising a bet. The one that is semi-interesting though, which I would recommend you have a second look at and decide if you want to play this way yourself. There are 8 runners in the race, right? So that field might cut up. There's a lot of rain due. But this Della Casa Lunga is 16-1. It's a mare, only gets the £4 from Captain T because it has won a hurdle race, so he gets a £3 penalty for that. But has got a little bit of substance to her form. Behind Sandor Clegane, behind Deeply Superficial. Race at Nace when Rachel Blackman was riding, fell when it would have beat Hands of Gold. Very tricky to put like a real strong mark on this horse, but I would say that she is 130. She gets that £4 from Captain Teague, so she's going to make Captain Teague probably have to run high 130s or into the 140s. As I say, she's a 16-1 poke, 8 runners. There's 3 places up for grabs. She might be one to take him on with. So again, that could be something that I might have a little bit of a bet on. I might have a little go on that one and trade it and run him, but I'm not necessarily advising to bet. Maybe just have a look at it. Being honest with my thoughts. 248, the Novices Hurdle. I'm not interested in looking at that one. The Tom Malone Bloodstock Novices Handicap Chase. Talked about this on the preview with Katie and Jamie. Chianti Classico is probably one that I'm tempted to bet. I do feel like this horse could make into something like an Ultimate Horse. The old Novices Chase that was at Cheltenham, I think would have been ideal. This horse will be better than 133 over fences, mark my words. Kim Bailey's going to get this horse to progress. Does he know did it when he came here on Novices Chase debut, when it wasn't a handicap? This type of distance, I think the horse will be ready to go. Not particularly worried about anything else in the race, but we'll just need to see how good this horse is. I don't know how they're going to price this, to be honest with you. So I'm probably feeling like 7 or 2 plus, which I should comfortably get. I'll have a point on him. And I will probably just have a point on this horse, whatever price he is. If he's like 12 to 1, although there's like the value argument, I wouldn't be having more in it. So I'll have 25 quid on Chianti Classico, 7 to 2 or bigger. I mean, if he's like a 3 to 1 poke, I'll probably back him as well. And as I say, these profit and loss things are for Betfair SP, so we'll leave him in there. The Mares National Hunt Novices Hurdle, I won't be having a bet to advise in there, but I'm probably going to look at Lay and Florence the Machine if she's short. Did a similar thing with Time for a Tune, where unfortunately Paddy Brennan was a bad ride in second. Should have won the race, didn't. But Florence the Machine, I just don't think is a very good point purchase, so shouldn't say that out loud because I probably got it wrong. The Senior Handicap Hurdle, the Caroline Tilsdale, the 433. Swaff and Bullbeck, I'm definitely going to bet each way. I feel that's just a steady, solid each way. I think he's a good horse. A lot of these horses have got bits to prove, whereas this horse is running well. And Stuart Edmonds is a very smart trainer when it comes to targeting reasonable size meetings. So Swaff and Bullbeck, I'm hoping for 6 to 1, 13 to 2. Back him each way, be a fifth of the odds. I'm hoping he doesn't drop under 5 to 1, so I'll be losing money on there. But it's probably going to be like an each way bet as a sensible one, right? Like I think he could win. I think he'll be there or thereabouts. So we'll have a go on him. I'm also going to back Lebowski. Windop might do him a favour. It's going to have to, but I do think that Derek Fox is the sort of jockey that can get better out of this horse. He has travelled well in a couple of races. Hopefully he's going to be a big price. The Tishy's got him at quite a big price, so we'll see what he is. But he would be one I'd also be looking at backing to lay in running on the exchanges. So I would be suggesting a bet on Lebowski as well. So if we're looking at point stakes on there, I will probably, for Swaff and Bullbeck, I would probably just have £12.50 each way, so half point each way. And then Lebowski, depending on how big the price is, I might go like a quarter point each way, like £6.25 each way, or I might just have £25 on to win and then lay in running just to try and trade to make a bit of money. I'll have a little think about that, but I want to advise suggestions. And then the Conditional Jockeys Handicap Chase. We swerved over this one last night, right? And semi-reluctant to even say it out loud, but no one really does this stuff anyway. Foster Novit's a horse that I'm going to trade the pants off in this race. First time up last season at this race course, won off this mark. I backed him, about 7 to 2, I think he was on the exchanges. My lay was put in at 6 to 4. I had like a good few hundred. I don't even remember how much I had. I had hundreds on this horse, and I thought I'd better get him early. I couldn't. The 6 to 4 was matched about 3 fences from home when he would already look like he'd won the race. But it paid out, right? He went and won. I traded him, so it was a profit either way. You get a little bit annoyed when they go and win, but he's not a prolific winner. That was the first time he got his head in front from 20 chase starts. The same will be true here again, right? You can't trust him to win the race. He ran well at Chepstow before when the Bowen brothers had a bit of a battle against each other. I think it was Supreme Escape. James Bowen just outrode Sean Bowen that day. They were being a bit smart of each other. But this horse isn't a prolific winner, right? So again, I'm going to look to potentially have a good bet on this horse to lay him in running. I'm hoping he'll be shorter sooner this time round. But again, I wouldn't be advising him as a points bet. But if you are interested in trading or doing things on the exchanges, like I mentioned with that Sanicha in the week, I think Foster Novit could be an opportunity for that. I would be hoping for bigger than 3 to 1 when it first starts for me to better do that. So doorbell's rung. I mean, that's a good reason to stop this now. I will edit in with my bets what I've done, so keep this video under 10 minutes. Appreciate your support. Like the video. Please subscribe to the channel, and let's go bash those bookies. Oi, oi. Interesting angles, right? But it's about 4 o'clock. I mean, it is 4 o'clock. Got to go pick up the boy from an after-school club. But Bet365 have priced some stuff up, so I just quickly wanted to run through some of those prices. Then I'll add this to the video. So Chianti Classico's opened up 11 to 4. It's in and around the price, right? So I want 7 to 2ish. We might be able to get that. So we'll have a look. I could put some money up on the exchanges. Florence the Machine is 15 to 8, so not quite as short as I thought. So probably won't be laying a 2 to 1 poke, because what's the point? In the Senior Jumpers Handicap Hurdle, Swaff and Bullbeck's 11 to 2, so not far off what I said. But Lebowski's 6 to 1, tiny bit short, but probably still will want to play. And in the handicap chase, Foster Novit's 11 to 2. That would be ideal if I can get some money matched on the exchange. So I have put some up at 6.6 if you want to go and lay me. And then I feel like I can trade him in running. So stalling for the time being. We'll see what other prices open up. And then I'll update the old video. Wagwan! All right, we've managed to stick the bets on. I'm comfortable with what I've done for tomorrow. We see the £50 on the left-hand side for Irite. Talked about that earlier in the week. You'll see in the middle picture, Foster Novit's at the top. Bet365 opened this horse up at 11 to 2. Did push him out to 6 to 1. There was some money for Snowy Morning, but basically on the exchange, you can get a little bit lucky. There's bots out there. So I managed to get 42 quid matched to that price. Thought that was fair. Like I said, 7 to 2 plus, I'd have been back into lay him in running. So I got some money on. Don't know if I get the rest matched. We'll find out. Della Casalunga, I backed that one. Although you can get bigger on Bet365, I've got deposit limits, so I just can't be bothered. And I want to be able to trade that one for the stake after a couple of hurdles, or so we'll see how we go on that. And then Swaff and Bullbeck, I did say I want 13 to 2 or bigger. Lebowski's way too short for me. He's like 3 to 1, even 5 to 2 in places. But Swaff and Bullbeck on Bet365, I can extend him to each way 6 places, a 1/5 of the odds. 5-1 looks way too big for that. More of like a tentative bet than anything, but I feel fairly safe thinking that the horse will at least place. And I've also backed Chianti Classico. 11-4 is the price that it is. I mean, it might get a little bit bigger, but for the purpose of getting this video out and it's the start of the season, I don't care.